I've been thinking for a long time about whether I should write this, because if I'm wrong, then it's just a strange story. But if I'm right, then I'm not entirely here anymore. I work in an old office building. Not because I love it, but because it's stable. At least it used to be. The building is old, probably from the 80s, maybe even earlier. It always had this strange silence, like the walls absorb sound before it can fully exist. And the elevator was always off. It moved slowly. Sometimes it would stop between floors just long enough to make you want to press every button at once. But I never paid much attention until it started responding. It happened after a normal workday. I was the last one in the office when I stepped into the elevator. It was too quiet inside, not normal empty quiet. Something else, like it was listening. Press the first floor, the doors closed, and the elevator didn't move right away. It felt like it was deciding whether to go. Then it started going down slowly, too smoothly. The floors blinked by, but I noticed immediately something was wrong. One floor simply disappeared, like it had never existed. And then the panel changed. Something appeared that shouldn't have been there. One eye. Don't remember pressing anything. Maybe I didn't, but the elevator stopped on its own and the doors opened. I expected a parking garage or a maintenance level, but instead, there was a hallway, and it looked like it had never been finished. Or maybe it had been stripped down, but not completely. Concrete walls, damp stains, flickering lights that looked like they were struggling to stay on. And the smell, I will never forget it. Like metal soaked in water for too long. And something else, something organic, sweet and rotten. I didn't step out. I pressed the closed door button. Nothing again. Silence. And then I heard footsteps, slow, but not random, like something knew exactly where it was going. I looked into the hallway and saw a silhouette. It wasn't rushing, it was just standing there, staring. And I felt something worse than fear, recognition. Like I had seen it before, or it had seen me before. The elevator doors closed on their own, and the moment they did, it shot upward, not normally, not mechanically, like something was escaping. The panel started breaking, numbers flickered, repeated, disappeared, and then for a moment, something else appeared, not a number, a symbol. Still can't describe it. Like something not meant for human eyes. Then, the elevator stopped. The doors opened. I was back in my office. Everything perfectly normal, too. Normal. Lights on, monitors off, silence like nothing had ever happened. I could have stopped there, told myself it was stress. But the next day, I learned something that changed everything. In the building records, There was no -1 floor. It had never been built, never even planned. But I had been there. I started avoiding the elevator. But the building didn't let me avoid it. It felt closer every time I walked past. Sometimes the doors would open on their own, like it was waiting. I went in again, not by choice. It felt like something was pulling me. This time, I didn't press anything. I just stood there. The doors closed and the panel changed again, -1. But the worst part wasn't that. The worst part was that I started remembering things I never did. I saw myself in that hallway. I heard my voice in empty spaces. I found traces of myself, but I wasn't there, or I was. Then came the mirrors. My reflection sometimes lagged behind, and sometimes it didn't copy me at all. Once I raised my hand and it didn't. It just watched. I got access to the security cameras, and what I saw wasn't a glitch. I entered the elevator. The doors close, and I disappear. Then the hallway appears. There I am, but not alone. Many versions of me, standing still, each slightly different, like something trying to recreate me, but not understanding how I showed it to management. They stayed silent for a long time. Then they told me something simple in the system. The elevator never returned after that descent, not once, for no one. And now the worst part, I can hear it. At night, not a voice, movement, like the elevator is running somewhere that shouldn't exist. Sometimes I wake up with the feeling of falling, like I'm being pulled downward again to a place without floors. Recently, I received a message, no number, no name, just a photo, the elevator, doors open, and beyond them, the hallway, and at the end of it, more doors, endless, and behind each one, me, watching, waiting. The last line was only this: "You haven't left yet." I don't know if I'm writing this from here or from the other side, but if you're reading this and you ever step into an elevator that feels slightly wrong, don't wait for it to stop, because sometimes it doesn't take you down. It just searches for which version of you to leave behind.